Hi, I'm Tina Trenner. We are back, Tina and friends, my friend Harrison, and he's the insurance guy, of course, and our attorney, Anthony Barney. Last week we had Scott Astgen on the show, and he is a person that is running on the Tea Party ticket here in Nevada against Harry Reid. And we didn't endorse him, we just wanted to hear what he had to say. We asked him some pretty good questions. Sometimes we got some good answers, sometimes we didn't. Don't you think that there were a few answers we didn't get? Like, where are you getting your funding? Hello, where are you getting your funding? Did we ever get an answer to that?
We did not.
I don't think so. What else did we ask him that he didn't answer?
We talked to him about whether or not he would be splitting the conservative vote, and he
said absolutely not.
He believed he wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know how you can possibly think that. So anyway, but we did have him on, and we gave him, a fair chance to kind of present himself to you. Now we're going to be having what's called a Tea Party update on this show, and we have the national coordinator for the Tea Party Patriots on the phone with us right now, and his name is Rob Gaudet. I'm going to pronounce that right. You're from Louisiana, aren't you, Rob?
That's right. I'm from South Louisiana.
Yeah, I have to learn how to say that. Well, welcome to our show, and let's just talk about Scott Astgen. Am I pronouncing that? Astgen? Astgen. Let's talk about him for a second. Now, I was under the impression that the Tea Party Patriots don't have a party. In other words, there's no ticket that you can run on. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. The Tea Party Patriots and every other, Tea Party group that has been working for the last year unanimously agrees that we are not in this to form a third political party. We're a Tea Party, and we consider unanimously that there's many groups that could claim to be the national Tea Party group. There's Tea Party Nation. They're the ones that held the event in Nashville where Sarah Palin went and spoke.
Right.
Different than us.
And there's the Express, the Tea Party Express, which I understand is somehow affiliated with the Republican Party. Is that true?
Tea Party Express, yes, is. They are funded through a PAC that does support candidates.
So that's sort of the Republican Party trying to suck up a little of the oxygen here?
Yeah, that's true. And we'll work with anybody, any of the groups, but unfortunately we've had to somewhat avoid working with Tea Party Express because we cannot support candidates based on how we're formed.
Right. Now, one of the things that I really want to ask you is about this Scott Astgen, that he is, there's a rumor that he's affiliated somehow with Harry Reid, and that if he splits off enough of the conservative vote, that Harry Reid gets back in. That sounds so devious, but with what's going on in Washington, D.C. right now, who wouldn't believe that that's possible?
Sure. I definitely wouldn't put it past them. There's no direct connection that anybody has found to Harry Reid, but certainly there are no legitimate organizations that are backing Scott, and this particular group, Scott specifically, were never involved with the Tea Party before they formed the Tea Party political party in Nashville or in Nevada. So definitely there's some suspicious things happening there.
So what you said, Ron, suspicious. So is it true that you do not endorse Scott Astgen?
Absolutely not. We would not endorse any candidate. Any candidate for any party, certainly, because we're not allowed to, but specifically, we will not endorse any Tea Party candidate. Anybody running on the ticket. Florida also has started a Tea Party political party with the intention of running candidates. And it was also started by a lawyer with various credentials. And again, the Tea Party movement is not here to support any political.
Have you spoken at all with Mr. Scott Astgen about his candidacy?
No, I have not. I have not, and frankly, nobody that I know working in the Tea Party movement has.
Well, one of the things that I received the next day after having him on the show, because we did bring him on the show, but we didn't endorse him. We gave him some pretty good questions. We didn't get all the answers that we wanted. But the next day in my email comes 900 Tea Party officials have voted, and 95% do not want him to represent anything regarding the Tea Party. So he's really not on board with the people he claims to be on board with.
You know, to understand why we don't support Scott or any political party is to really understand the Tea Party movement as a whole. You know, the Tea Party movement is nothing but grassroots individuals, moms and dads. You know, before February of last year, I was just a dad, and you know, I coached soccer. My son house, my wife works. I work, and I wasn't involved politically at all. But with some of, you know, definitely with the spending, the outrageous spending that started happening the first of last year, I became very concerned about the future of the country. I was always, you know, politically aware, although not politically active. And this, you know, what's happening now really pushed myself over the edge to get involved, and, you know, along with certainly millions of others in the country. And so, you know, the way the Tea Party has formed, you know, we're here to do what the American people should be doing all along, which is get engaged in the political process and get engaged in specifically in holding elected officials accountable for the things that they do in office.
Well, we really have a civic duty to
Absolutely.
participate in the kind of republic that we have. We have a civic duty to get off the couch and do something.
And we're seeing that.
The Tea Party is that vehicle. You know, a couple of the approaches, a couple of the questions that you know, people should ask themselves is this: if Ronald Reagan or if a conservative president were elected, somebody who we felt like honored the Constitution, and you know, if we had fiscal conservatives in the House and in the Senate, and you know, let's say all the Supreme Court justices were conservative. In other words, everything we could imagine, you know,
Yes.
the perfect political landscape.
Right.
We should still be engaged. The Tea Party
Absolutely.
should still be here because, you know, they need, you know, this is a government of we the people. The first three words of our Constitution are we
The people. That's absolutely right. Rob, we're coming up on a break. Can you hang in there for a minute? Because we've got some more questions.
Absolutely.
All right, hang in there. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to ask Rob Gaudet. And Rob is the national coordinator for the Tea Party Patriots, which is something that you need to get on the internet and take a look at. We'll be right back.